Life was consigned to a safe, level path. It dared not attempt the great and difficult heights or climb to be neighbor to a lonely star or skirt the danger of the precipice or tempt the foam-curled breakers' perilous laugh. Adventurous lyrist, dangerous amateur, or enter the chamber caught on flaming god, or leave the world's bounds where no limits are. Meet with a harsh passion, the adorable, or set the world ablaze with enough fire. So this is again the description of life which has been consigned to rules and regulations and laws and customs and credos. She has to follow worldly etiquettes. She has lost all her licenses. There is a code and she must adhere to the code, consigned to the safe, level path. The spirit of adventure which is there in native life, that has been curbed. She has been consigned, restricted to do certain things in a certain manner. That freedom, that liberty, that license is no more there now with her. It dared not tempt the great and difficult heights that urge to bring down the higher powers of the spirit into life. That adventurous spirit is no more there now with her. She would not climb to the lonely star up in the sky. She would not skirt the dangerous precipice, the steep fall from which she would not mind jumping down. She has been restrained, she has been held back. You cannot take such a leap into the danger. The perils of life are now in a way forbidden to life. Or skirt the danger of the precipice, or tempt the foam-curled breakers' perilous laugh. The rush of the waves on the shore, scattering foam, that has been now held back. Tempt the foam-curled breakers, the waves breaking into spumes and foams on the seashore, that has been now suppressed. Adventurous lyrist, she could go around and sing whatever song of adventure she would like, but no more now that is possible for her. Dangerous amateur, she wouldn't care if there is a danger. If she wants to do something, she would do that irrespective of the perils and consequences. Or into a chamber called some flaming god, she would not now invite a flaming god in the chamber. She has no hesitation in calling anybody, but now that is not possible. Or into a chamber called some flaming god, or have the world's bounds where no limits are. Impossible now. Meet with the heart's passion, the adorable, the one whom she loves intensely. She is not now going to call him into a room, into her chamber, into a shrine, give him a place in her house. That is not possible now. Meet with a heart's passion, the adorable, or set the world ablaze with enough fire. That is the possibility of life. The impetuosity of life can kindle a flame in our heart, and the inner flame can rise to meet the higher flame. That is not there now possible. A chastened epithet, clean, perfect, pure, tempered qualification is what is there now in her language, in her delivery, in her movements, in her actions. A chastened epithet in the prose of life. So she has taken now a sedate path, prose of life. The impetuosity, the emotionalism, the zeal, the zest which is there in poetry, that lyricism which is there, that is no more than now with her. She must fill with color just a sanctioned space. Yes, this is your space. This is the boundary in which you live, and you fill up only this space with this color, with this color, with this color. She cannot throw or dabble anything what she wants. Not break out the cabin of the idea. She has been confined to a cabin, fixed ideas, fixed thoughts, fixed ways of looking at things, and she has to go by that. Not break out of the cabin. She cannot break out of that fixed domain, fixed out of the cabin of the idea, nor trespass into rhythms too high or vast. So everything is narrow, limited, the rhythm, the moments, by the constraints now under which life is tied. Even when it's soared into ideal air, sometimes she takes a leap into idealism. Even then what happens? Thought's flight, lost not itself in heaven's blue. It cannot go very high up. There is a limit, as if, to the flight of the thought. It can reach up to a certain point, but it cannot go far high above. Thought's flight lost not itself in heaven's blue. It drew upon the skies a patterned flower. So you have got a vast sky there, and you simply draw sketches and patterns on the sky there. You are limited only to that kind of a thing. It drew upon the skies a patterned flower, or disciplined beauty and harmonic light. Yes, there is beauty everywhere, but then she has to follow certain rules. She cannot do whatever she feels like here. A temperate, vigilant spirit governed life. Somebody is watching on her movements, vigilant, looking on her, above her actions, and tempering everything what she's doing. Its acts were tools of the considering thought, too cold to take fire and set the world ablaze. That is not there now possible. Too cold to take fire and set the world ablaze. You can have great thoughts and ideas. You can arouse masses and set the world on fire. But that is not there now. All the careful reasons, diplomatic moves, so she will go from place to place in a very diplomatic manner, cautious, careful, measured tone, measured laughter, measured smile, all those things will be there on her face. Or careful reasons, diplomatic moves, testing the means to a prefigured end. This is the object. in the diplomacy, this is what you would like to achieve. And you will go very cautiously, very carefully, manipulating all your movements, your thoughts, your ideas, your arguments to suit that particular thing. There is no freedom of speaking out what exactly you should speak. Testing the means to prefigured end, or at the highest pitch, some calm will's plan. Yes, there is a high will somewhere there, but that cannot be implemented here now. Or at the highest pitch, some calm will's a plan, or a strategy of some high command within. There is a high command sitting within you, but you cannot implement that strategy now. You see, to conquer the secret treasures of the gods, or win for a master king some glorious world. Yes, you would like to win a new world for your king, for your sovereign, but now there is a restraint there. Or win for a master king some glorious world, not a reflex of the spontaneous self, an index of the being and its moods, a winging of conscious spirit, a sacrament. So everything has become a sacrifice now there, see. Or lies communion with the still supreme. So that is the relationship you can have with the Supreme. Or its pure movement on the Eternal's road. Or else the body of some high idea. A house was built, two close-fitting bricks. So you have got a fixed house now, built brick by brick, and you are supposed to live only in that house. The freedom is lost. A house was built with two close-fitting bricks. Action and thought cemented, made a wall. So your action, your thought, they had to join together and make a wall, and you're confined into that wall. Or small ideals limiting the soul. Even meditation mused on a narrow seat. You thought that you are meditating on great and high and noble things. It's no more that now. It is sitting on a small narrow stool and meditating small little things only. Your thoughts, your meditation, your consciousness does not rise much above your head, maybe a couple of millimeters, and that's all you see. Even meditations mused on a narrow seat and worship turned to an exclusive God. You like to worship, you like to adore somebody, but then you make this God, that God. You have got Vishnu, you have got Shiva, you have got Allah, you have got Christ, you have got something like that, and you can find everything only to that particular God. And worship turned to an exclusive God. So what happens now if you are a Bhakta of Shiva? You remain only a Bhakta of Shiva, and you do not see the qualities, the possibilities which can open out to you, which Vishnu can offer. You have become now exclusive Shaivite. You have lost the possibilities of being a Vaishnavite. That is no more there now. And worship turned to an exclusive God, to the universal in a chapel of prayed, whose doors were shut against the universe. So you have got temple yard or chapel or whatever it is. It looks wide and wide, but it is shut out from the surroundings, from the outside. Whose doors are shut against the universe, or nailed to the bodiless impersonal. You are offering your prayers, kneeling down. To whom? To the impersonal. You don't see his figure, you don't see his image there at all. That is what the Muslims do. Whose doors were shut against the universe, or nailed to the bodiless impersonal. A mind shut to the cry and fire of love. Everything is shut down from that thing. Yes, there is something very beautiful, ardent and all that thing, but that is not available now. Love, that is not there now. A mind shut to the cry and fire of love, a rational religion dried the heart. Religion has become stereotyped, credo-ridden, customs, rituals. You have to follow those things strictly, and the true worship which you have to offer, that is not coming forth. A mind shut to the cry and fire of love, a rational religion dried the heart. So the true emotion, the true ardency which is there, that is no more there the moment you follow certain rituals and customs and methods of doing pujas or archana or whatever it is, you see. It planned a smooth life's acts with ethics rule. You have to follow morals, you have to follow ethics in life. Certain social relationships, you are bound by that, and you have no freedom, real freedom at all, you see. Or offered a cold and flameless sacrifice. Flameless sacrifice, you cannot kindle the fire. Your yajna is there, but there is no agni burning there. So, or offered a cold and flameless sacrifice. The sacred book lay on his sanctified desk. You have got the holy book, the sacred book, Bible, Quran, whatever you want to call it, it is there, and you are adhering to that. The sacred book lay on his sanctified desk, wrapped in interpretations, silken strings. Yes, the scripture is there, but then you understand that scripture by mentalizing the revelations which are present in the scripture. You are not really getting the true light of things from that. Wrapped in interpretations, you have only ideas and thoughts and certain fixed manners of presenting this thing. Wrapped in interpretations, silken strings, a credo sealed up its spiritual sense. There is, strictly speaking, a spiritual truth. There is a spiritual truth in the scriptures, but that truth is not coming out because you have fallen into the trap of rituals, of customs, of doing archana in a certain manner, do this, do this, do this, do this. But what is the real meaning of that? The revelatory aspect of that scripture, that is lost. The sacred book lay on a sanctified desk, wrapped in interpretations, silken strings, a credo sealed up its spiritual sense. Now that is what has been reduced to life. It is to this life has been reduced. Her native freedom is gone. The giant head of life, which would move anywhere, do whatever you like, but the moment this life enters into and the ordered space where the mental rules start operating, then her freedom is lost and she has to follow certain procedures. And this is the consequence of life entering into ordered space. Perhaps in that manner, the dangers which life poses are avoided. But then at the same time, the limitations are imposed on the freedom, which is not acceptable. A free soul which is there in us does not remain satisfied with that. So this is what Savitri sees now of life when she is parked, she is consigned into this ordered space where the mental rules and formulations now has started coming into operation.